Project sharing is a way for multiple people to work within the same Vectorworks file. In this video, I'm going to go over some best practices for getting work done efficiently with project sharing. For more info on initial setup or other project sharing basics, visit the Vectorworks Help or Vectorworks University. When it comes to getting the most out of project sharing, it's important to organize files and plan tasks to minimize conflicts when you can. This means understanding what objects are dependent on each other. One of the most common dependencies is that of data tags and the objects they're tagging, even if the data tags are located in the annotation space of a viewport. You can check out a data tag without affecting the object it's tagging, but when you check out and edit the object itself, you must also check out any associated tags. Some other common dependencies in architectural workflows are objects inserted in walls, as well as spaces and slabs associated with walls. For landmark workflows, there are several object types such as landscape areas, hardscapes, and curb objects that can be associated with a site model, so you may need to check out the site model to edit them. There are also many object dependencies within spotlight workflows, such as lights, hoists, speakers, and other objects attached to trusses. Knowing these dependencies and associations can help you optimize both your file and your workflow for project sharing. When assigning daily tasks to your team, try to divide work so that multiple team members are not trying to check out the same object. When modifying a floor layout, for example, check out all the design layers associated with that floor, as well as plan viewports where those objects are tagged and dimensioned. If you're not sure about which objects may be dependent on each other, you can simply start working, and as you edit objects, you'll be prompted to check out all objects dependent on it. You can also check Highlight Objects using User Colors in the Project Sharing Options Quick Preference. This will allow you to see at a glance the individual objects you and others check out. Once you have an idea of what dependencies you need to work with, you can then check out the necessary layers. Even though you can check out individual objects, it's often best to check out whole layers, as it's easier for your teammates to see what is available and what isn't. When conflicts arise, it's essential to maintain communication within your team. Another important thing to remember is that resources do not need to be checked out to be edited. If multiple people edit a resource, say a hatch or a symbol, when you each go to commit your work, the second person to commit will receive a resource conflict notification and will need to decide whose work to keep and whose work to discard. This is another reason that it's essential to maintain communication with your other team members. Object style resources are an exception to this rule. When editing a style, before clicking OK, you'll need to check out all instances of that style. If you're worried about resource conflicts, a handy trick is to use the custom checkout command. You can specify criteria to check out all objects that may use that particular resource, no matter the layer it's on. Depending on the size and hierarchy of your team, you may want to limit access in specific ways. Project sharing permission levels allow you to do this, but using permission levels in this way requires a well-organized file. You may find it easier to just allow everyone full access to the file, but it's important not to give everyone the administrator permission level. Project permission level is all that's necessary for everyone but a single file owner. If you wish to have a backup administrator, you can assign someone who is not working directly in the file to that permission level. The administrator permission level comes with several destructive capabilities that are only meant for emergency circumstances. These capabilities can disconnect another's working file from the project file. The fewer people who have these capabilities, the less likely that they would be triggered by mistake. All of these tips and workflows and protocols can be distilled down to one concept: communication. When multiple people are trying to work on the same project, no matter how organized they are and how good their tools are, they still need to communicate to be successful. When using project sharing, you should be talking frequently with your teammates. You should be asking before you check out groups of objects, announcing before you commit your work, and discussing workflow strategies with the others working in the file. Communication is the key to success in project sharing. For more information on project sharing, visit the Vectorworks Help or Vectorworks University.